Yo, what's good, man? Hit that thumbs up button, man. Hit the notification so y'all know when these videos is coming. So Gary Owen, the comedian, his wife Kenya Duke has vowed for divorce. There's no real, as far as any real reasons why, but it is what it is. This is what they're doing, and I'm not here to celebrate like their divorce at all, or anything. But I always was like, to me, it just felt like he always used his wife for clout. So for 20 years, I remember the first time I seen him like Comic View years ago, like maybe 99, 2000. And he would come out there and, he would bring up the fact his girlfriend was black. And he always did it. It kind of came across as the white person who just uses, oh, my best friend is black as an excuse to excuse off any racism that they may or may not have, to try to, that's like their defense mechanism. He would always use that for clout because he would always do these black comedy clubs. He didn't go the Seinfeld route or the Will Ferrell route. He could have, because he's actually funny. That's the disappointing thing. I don't say he's hilarious. He's funny. But he always be like, yeah, because my wife's black. You know what I mean? And back home in Cincinnati, every time we go somewhere, everybody be looking at us like, oh, you with that white boy? Oh, I get all scared. That's that white boy coming out your ass. That's the kind of shit he would bring on stage. He always used that. Every role he's ever played in, he's been the cool white guy who is into black women, and he's always done that. It's like, okay, and black people, a lot of black people like him. And have always kind of like embraced him. And that cookout shit. Oh, you invited to the cookout. You know what I mean? He just like right now they calling Joe Biden smoking Joe, who had a hell of a time going up them stairs. You know what I mean? But it's all about, with being honorary. He's had that honorary pass, I guess, that honorary white pass for a while now. They even got to a point they gave him BT, gave him a show. At one point they had a reality show. I think it was the Owens family or some shit like that. So, what I mean? Is he still, like I said, he's talented. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. But he just always used his wife for clout. It just seems like he always did. And I don't know why he always wanted to just stay on the chitlin circuit, is what they call it back then. Just doing the black comedy clubs. But because he could have went and been a better, he could have been a bigger star, really. But it is what it is. He stayed where he's at. And now I want to know, do y'all still fuck with him like that? Is he still invited to this cookout? Y'all always be inviting people to that I've never heard of? Well, this is what he did. Yeah, my wife's black, man. And I know what it is. Man, them sisters wasn't it a video they had out years ago where he said the N word or something like that? Like, yeah, Gary Owen has pushed it a little bit over the years, my nigga. I mean, at one point, Corey Holcomb had a little exchange with him back and forth. I think they squashed it. But Gary Owen has been on the cutting edge for years with a few things. I think was it about a year ago on Twitter? It was something where he had gotten away with saying the N word. Let me look this up. Yeah, Twitter reacts to Gary Owen tweeting about the N word. Yeah, I remember that. I think I did a video on this. Yeah, he had tweeted and said if Portland's coach could say the N word, that was the perfect time. This N word just hit that shit. Wow. Whoa. And this is when people started going in. And, this is what happens. I guess he felt comfortable enough that he could do this. Y'all invited him to the cookout. He thought he could do this. And somebody, Gary Owen is like an example of some white person that has gotten too comfortable. Way too comfortable. But like I said, his wife was always that was his past. He could say whatever he wanted, do whatever he pleased. Now she's gone. So what he got to lean on now? You can't lie on Shorty no more. Now it's just you, and you to the average, you just a middle-aged white guy. So now you got to represent yourself. And like I said, he's funny. That's the disappointment. But he's a funny comic. I don't think he needs to resort to that type of, them type of shenanigans. But that's what he does. He's always done that. Every time you got to remind me every 5 seconds. You don't have to remind me every time you get on your podcast or a stand-up show or, my wife's black, you know that? Did you know that? Yeah, I know. You gotta constantly tell us that. Is he telling white people when he's meeting with white people that his wife is black? Is he telling white executives behind the scenes this? Is he telling, if he goes on the Conan show, is he telling people that, Conan, my wife's black, you know that? Like, we don't. But he always had to insist it anytime he came on the screen with black folks. So I always thought it was a clout chasing thing with him, and now it's over. So You know, more power to Gary Owen and his family. You know what I'm saying? For the out to the kids. I know, you know, what it's like, you know, coming from a divorce situation myself. Childhood was still great, but you know, it is what it is. I sympathize with people going through divorces. It's not easy, but in his case, I just happened to think about that because that always ran across my mind. But let me know what y'all think about Gary Owen and this divorce thing, and if he was using his wife for clout all these years or not.